Hi, it's Mama Rose, and I'm going to make my mother's cheesecake today. Of course, I'm Italian, and it's Italian cheesecake. I have a ricotta cheese that I made from scratch so that I could get all the good ingredients, organic milk. Everything's organic, but to make the ricotta cheese, it's hard to get, and it's real expensive, so I made that. I made 2 batches yesterday. I made one really creamy on purpose in the hopes that I could get an even creamier texture for the cheesecake. And I made another batch that's a little bit on, you can probably see, I'm hoping you can see, let's see if you can see, the lighting is not very good, but one of them's really creamy, the one I just dropped. I'm notorious for doing that. My kitchen is impeccably clean though. Before I get started, I mop the floors, I clean the counters, every day. It's like amazing how you can get things dirty every day. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead because I need a little bit more, just a little. There, it was hardly any more. It probably wouldn't even made a difference, huh? But I want exactly 1.5 pounds of ricotta cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's nice if you're making your own ricotta cheese because you get to, you can use organic milk or raw milk. Even though you're cooking it, you get all the benefits from it. I did salt this once I got done making it, and I have in my Bosch, I have a Bosch kitchen machine. Most people have KitchenAids, and I don't know if they've never heard of Bosch machines, but anyway, I got all this going for it, whipping it up. It gets the size. I have 2 8-ounce bricks of cream cheese that I've been softening, just getting it room temperature in my Bosch. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to start out with 2 8-ounce bricks of cream cheese. The recipe I have starts out with 1.5 pounds of ricotta cheese, but we all know that when you're creaming cream cheese, that's probably the toughest thing to cream is cream cheese. So I'm going to do that first. So I'm going to turn the machine on, plug your ears. You get to cover the top for it right here. Not that anything's going anywhere, but and this just looks ugly on there without that piece. So I'll put that back on. So now it's really fast. Another nice thing about the Bosch is you got this big opening in the top. And I did find a machine similar to this, not the power. This has like 3/4 of a horsepower. It has an automatic transmission. It has a bunch of different attachments. I'm not doing a Bosch advertisement now, but you put this instead of the bowl and you can keep on going and going, and you can do tons and tons of lemons or grapefruits or whatever you're doing. Just got to keep cleaning this out. But because it has an automatic transmission, you can't really burn the motor out. And out of 1 egg white, I can get 1.5 cups of meringue with this. It just whips so good. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put, I like to put the sweetener at this point. The sweetener going. So that brings me to the second point. This calls for 1.5. One of the recipes I have these little pieces of paper here that my mom wrote on, which was just so neat. She's been gone since 1995 and it's 2019 now. So with one of the recipes, she has 2 cups of sugar. The other she has 1 3/4 cup of sugar. So I'm not using sugar because this is going to be a keto friendly cheesecake. But, so I'm going to use a combination. I like combinations. If you just use like this, for instance, I love, love, love this. It doesn't say there's vanilla in it, but it smells vanilla-y. It smells really good. It smells like those Jordan almonds that we used to get at the Italian weddings. They always give you a little bundle of nylon, like tooling. With the sometimes colored, sometimes just white Jordan almonds. Those are almonds covered with a candy coating, and boy did I love those. Of course, I liked anything with sugar and anything sweet, which most kids do. And then they tie it with one of those ribbons that you could curl. I curled many a ribbon on a Jordan wrapped, Jordan almonds wrapped in tooling. And then on that was the little sticker that said, you know, the people's name, Mr. and Mrs., and the date of the wedding. So, but it smells like that. I don't know why I went on that rabbit trail, but anyway. So I'm going to use some of this. This is you use half the amount, so which is interesting. So I'm using half the amount. This is stevia and erythritol. So the erythritol is the alcohol sugar. So I'm going to try to minimize that. And then this is monk fruit with erythritol. So either way you're getting it. Now this is real expensive, and it's just a monk fruit extract all by itself. It has no sugar alcohol. So I'm going to look again at this to see what the ratio is. And so I'm not going to have as many sugar alcohols as, because this has like 2 grams of erythritol per half a teaspoon. So we're talking, most of these have four and you know, they have 4 sugar alcohols for 1 teaspoon. So I don't know what that means, but I know it's a lot. And I know if I eat too much sugar alcohol, then I bloat up and I get gassy, and I don't like what I just ate, and I really want to like when I eat this, and I want to be able to eat more than one little skinny helping of it. So we're going to use the monk fruit instead. Stevia does not have sugar alcohols in it. However, it does leave kind of a bitter taste when you're baking with it. I gotta find my. I tried making my flaxseed crackers in a sweet way, and used a lot of it, and it tasted. I threw them out, and it tasted terrible. So this says that if I use 1/2 teaspoon of this, that's not very much. It's like 1.5 cups of sugar. Now, I've used this before, and I have not found this to be really sweet as they say it is. But I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm using ooh, that's a tablespoon. I thought that looked kind of big. That would have been interesting. And it's expensive, so you want to try to not use as much of it as you can. But okay, so I'm going to use 1/2 teaspoon. So that's 1.5 cups. So now all I got to do is make up, to go 2 cups, I have to make up another 1/2 cup. So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to mix these two, even though this is used half as much. So I'm going to use 1/4 teaspoon, a quarter of a cup of this. And you know what? You do whatever you want to do on this. I'm always the mad scientist. And then I'm going to put the rest in here of this. So this should be equal to, because I used this, which is, you use half as much. Add a little bit more. All right, we're going to do the test. However you do your math, but that's how it's going to go with the sweetener. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going inside just the cream cheese. You know why I'm doing this first? Not only do I want to make sure the sugar's dissolved really good, but I want to kind of get a gauge on how sweet this monk fruit is going to be. Now, the cheesecake I made the other day, I just used a small amount of monk fruit, and then I used, you know, a 1/2 cup of this to equal a cup, and I used some of this, and I used a good amount of the erythritol based ones, but it turned out pretty good. Okay, let's see how. Well, I'm going to go ahead. It's good, but I think I need more sweetener. Like I said, that monk fruit, you have to use more of it. So now I'm going to go ahead and got that all creamed good. I'm going to go ahead and put in my 1.5 pounds of delicious, moist ricotta cheese. And as I'm doing this, I can hear the moisture in this. Again, it's real important that you measure this, that you don't just go by cups, because the moisture level is going to be different too. So if you got a higher moisture level, that's going to make a difference too. So measure it out. Okay, so I'm going to use this bowl again, because now we're going to measure the. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on and just get this going too. doesn't say to do that, the recipe just says, you know, put it all in the bowl and mix it up. But, oops, lost my spatula. Go back in there, you. It's kind of a tough dough right now because there's nothing else in it. It's actually pretty good. You know what? I feel really good about putting a little bit. Look at the little scoop that you get in this. It's supposed to be like 1/64th of a. I don't know what it's a lot. It's the sweetness is like super sweet. But I'm gonna put a little bit more in. Use a little spoon. But it's pretty good. Once I put the other stuff in it, it's not gonna be as sweet. But again, I don't really want the sugar alcohol, so you put a little in, a little here, a little there. When I use this for my kefir cheese or kefir yogurt, I never get gas from it. It's always nice. So maybe it's the amount if you use too much of it. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out my cream cheese, and that is going to be 1/2 pint. So that's half a pint is 8 ounces. Okay, now this one I got at Natural Grocers, and it's pasture-grazed cows and no stabilizers. I didn't want to drive all the way across town, so I got this one, which doesn't say it's pasture-raised, but it says a lot of good things about it, so I got it anyway. But it looks beautiful. It's very, very creamy. Okay, so I need 8 ounces of that. Whoopsie daisy, a little too far. I don't think a little bit matters, but okay. Got that in. And we're going to go ahead and get that going in our stuff. It's important that you try to use as many good ingredients as you can, because I'm not just making this cheesecake just so I can have something dessert sweet to eat. I'm making this cheesecake so that I can have something sweet and nice to eat, but I want it to nourish my body. That's the whole idea. If I can't nourish my body, then I don't want to put it in there. And because we have all the grass, all the dairy from the grass-fed animals, we're getting all the nutrients that they're getting from the grass that they're eating. Tons of vitamins and minerals and nutrients. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how much you're getting. That's why when you're doing your bulletproof coffee or something, if you're doing ketogenic, you're putting the Kerrygold butter in it, because you want those nutrients that are in there, and the coffee supposedly helps take them to the right places. So I'm just loosening that up a little bit. I'm going a little slow today. That batter looks really good. So let me look at my instructions again here. Oh, I need the vanilla. So I'm going to go ahead. My mother tells you to mix until smooth, spray or put, grease the springform pan, and preheat the oven to 350. And because I'm doing this in a water bath, I'm going to put the water in afterward. It's going to take a little bit of time I'm going to put hot water in. That'll help it. But I'm going to get the oven going. So should preheat the oven. So mix until smooth. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put the vanilla in. And I keep losing my. Here we go. And the vanilla would be 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I haven't put the eggs in yet. Okay, so this is what we want you to do. I put the vanilla in, and mix it all up. No, it does not call for salt in here. I need my spatula. I lost my spatula, my good spatula. Oh, this looks so good. And so this is nice and creamy now. Really, really creamy. And then I'm going to add the eggs. So what I'm going to do, she says to alternate, add the eggs. I don't know where it said that. On the other recipe, it said add a tablespoon of flour at a time, an egg at a time, you know, beat it, la, la, la. So because I have these monster whips, I don't always have to do that. But, you know, we're going to go ahead. I'm assuming. Let me see if I can get this over here so you can see what we're going to do over here. Okay. One at a time. All right, it looks like you can see that. All right, here we go. Eggs. I'm going to turn the machine on, so I'm not going to be able to talk. Darn it all. Tablespoons of almond flour and 2 tablespoons of this whey that I use. I'll show you. I got them right here. Once we get these in, crank that up. Putting you back on the stand here. Here I go. I hope that's not showing up in here.